First of all, welcome to the channel and thank you for stopping by. When time permits, please consider subscribing. I would greatly appreciate it. What I'd like to talk about today is what I've done to protect my lower legs, my ankles, and to a lesser extent, my feet themselves. And that is to buy a quality boot. Now, unfortunately, because this activity that we all indulge in is called adventure riding, there is a segment of boots called adventure boots. And on face value, they're large, they're leather, they're made fairly heavy. And a lot of us, myself included, go out and grab a set of these adventure boots. Unfortunately, they're really only useful for riding on the road. Maybe light dirt, maybe gravel, but let's be realistic. They're not protective at the level that we really need when riding an adventure bike in any kind of terrain that most of us want to go out and ride in. So unfortunately, we're adventure riding, but adventure boots aren't really going to cut it. They don't have the stiffness in the ankle. They don't have the level of protection for anything other than sliding. They're the best street boots you can buy. If you want to give yourself a real level of protection, however, you're better off with a pair of Motocross or MX boots. And the good news there is you can actually spend far less on a pair of boots from O'Neill, Fox, Alpinestars. I believe Rocky Mountain ATV has their own line now. For $130 through $200, you can get a great pair of boots that will offer you far more protection than you will get from a $400 pair of adventure boots. Now, I did start out there. When I decided that I was actually going to take my KLR 650 into the woods, over the rocks, into the mud, hopping tree branches, I went out and got myself a nice pair of inexpensive $160 MX boots. And the reason people don't buy them is because while they do offer us a great level of protection, they're really not great for doing anything other than providing us with a level of protection. They'll hold you steady, they'll keep your ankle mostly immobilized, they'll offer good protection throughout, but the moment you get off the bike, well, now you're walking around like discomfort, squeaking. Well, you can't get away from the squeaking, but you're walking around in relative discomfort with very little ability to go to that site off there that you want to see, or walk down to the beautiful river and take in the views. You're just walking around like that. And there are options to alleviate that, and they're not inexpensive. Don't for a moment believe that I'm suggesting you run out and buy expensive boots. The level of protection you can get with an inexpensive boot is going to be great, very good, far better than an adventure boot. However, if you have the means and you've decided, I want to have a level of protection, but I'd also like a level of comfort, there are options out there. And the one I went with was the Alpinestars Tech 7. This is not their best boot. That would be the Tech 10s. And this is not even a very good comfortable boot, which would be the Tech 5. I think if you buy any of those three, you're going to be incredibly happy. I did what I usually do, which is do a lot of research and determine what people are saying about a product so that it is good and meets my needs, but I'm not buying more than I need. And that's why I came to the Tech 7 as my choice. This boot is, even like the $139 Alpinestar boots, made very well. This is a quality boot. And unlike the inexpensive boots, we have some metal in the buckles, Everything here is replaceable. If I were to unfortunately go down and scrape off any of these hard parts, they are replaceable. I believe the sole is even replaceable, though I can't personally imagine ever hiking enough to wear these down. These should outlast the rest of the boot. What I really bought the Tech 7 for, though, was, while maintaining protection, to have some comfort. And what the Tech 7 gives you is this right here. This is the hinge. It's still a little stiff, but it's not so bad when you're walking in it. And there's the squeak. No matter what you spend, you're not getting away from the squeak. But that hinge, which is introduced in the Tech 7 line and continues on to the Tech 10, allows you to have a reasonable amount of movement while still maintaining enough ankle mobilization for safety. This means you can get off the bike and walk, I'd say, a couple of miles. I have walked in Maine, all over the place, rocks, gone out to see the shore, just beautiful. In New Hampshire, I walked around the top of Mount Washington, and it's a big area, lots of walking, good hour of it. These were comfortable. Certainly not a pair of hiking boots, but nowhere near as uncomfortable as a pair of traditional MX boots in the $150 to $200 range. And I don't feel there's any real sacrifice with these. I have a pair of Alpinestars adventure boots, and they are only slightly more comfortable than these boots. This hinge works so well. The padding in this boot is so good that I would say these are 80% to 85% of the comfort of an expensive pair of adventure boots. So if you have an opportunity to get a pair of these boots at a good price and you can afford it, don't spend money you don't have, I would absolutely recommend the Tech 7s as that sweet spot for just about anybody. It's going to give you excellent protection, extremely surprising comfort. These are not new. These have been through at least 25,000 miles. And if I were to clean them, which I'm not going to, I think underneath the dirt, these things are just about new. There is no obvious sign of wear. This rubs up against my bike to the point where the paint is rubbing off the bike, but you can't tell it's happening from the boot. The boot is literally holding up better than the bike is. All right, Alpinestars Tech 7. I think they're a great boot. If you have an opportunity to try a pair on, do it. Walk around, and I think you'll be sold on them. And of course, Alpinestars is a brand that people are very happy with. They have good warranties, and the product lasts. All right, if you stuck around, I appreciate it, and take care.